So this I'm gonna add a little bit complimentary on to my mini birthday vlog. I just think it's a cute idea that I can add into, and it's something that, you know, I can look back on and see and contemplate. So I've created like a little list of just random things to reflect on, and it's like a bit of a mix with We Are Not Really Strangers. I've played it with one person this year because they bought it as part of like a thingamabob, and I really enjoyed it because it was a way to deeply connect with yourself and reflect about things and get to know another person that you fully didn't know about. So I think it's a great time to reflect on being 19, the last hours of being 19 and heading into my 20s. Oh my gosh. So favorite item of clothing, definitely this jacket. It's a black Dickies jacket. My best friend got it for me. Funny story, she stole it from a date. She stole it from a guy and she was like, I saw it in her wardrobe and I was like, can I have that? And she's like, yeah, I don't wear it, just why do you have it? So I wear it ever since, and it's become like a comfort item. I have comfort items, this is one of them, and my v-neck sweater that I wore in my previous video is my second comfort item, but trying to step a little bit out and wear a bit more of other things as well. Favorite poem, I adore Emily Dickinson's work. I also adore Sylvia Plath's poetry, and that's very basic, I feel. But if I had to pick like 3 poems, let's just do 3. Red by Ted Hughes is one of my personal favorites. I'm not the biggest fan of the man, but something about that poem is just gut-wrenching, and using so many like hallucinatory imagery and symbolism. I'm a sucker for symbolism. Oh, I do love Lady Lazarus. And I feel like that's another obvious one. I'm so sorry. And then with Emily Dickinson, one that just ticks my brain is Wild Nights, Wild Nights. And there's one about lanterns. I forgot the name, but that one. Every time I read it, it's just so beautiful, and I love how the words are mapped out and everything. I adore it. What's a mantra that you will carry in your 20s? One mantra that I've carried with me for like a couple of years that I learnt from one of my mother's friends is rejection is protection. And when I heard that, it just realigned a lot of situations or instances where a friendship didn't work, or there were people that I cared about at the time. And hearing that really just has stuck with me ever since. Like, to be rejected, rejection is taken as a bad thing, oftenly within this society. But I feel like there's a lot of good that is hidden behind the rejection process. Because just because you're rejected, or just because someone has rejected you for something, or you're rejected from like a job, rejected from some opportunity, that opportunity is meant to go to someone else, and that is protection for your spirit and yourself. And it's just, yeah, it's just stuck with me, and I really wish to bring that into my 20s and beyond. Travel destinations for the future. I have been really called to go to New Zealand. I don't know why. I think it's like my inner hiking adventurous nature that really wants to come out for some reason. And I remember when I went to Japan, I was was in Miyajima and I did like I went to Miyajima and it was so spontaneous. I just said, you know what, let's do it. I went in a skirt and I hiked in a skirt, sand shoes, sweater up Mount Meeson, I'm pretty sure it was. Took about like 45 minutes, but I think that's like my inner self is really calling to reconnect with nature. Definitely New Zealand. I don't know, I really feel called to go there, and I've been saying it for quite some time as well. I would also love to visit Japan again, for sure. I've also on my bucket list is Scandinavia. Once again, something with the nature and the different environments and having accessibility to fresh air and just being able to breathe in the air of nature sounds beautiful. Even love to go to around Europe, Copenhagen, Denmark would be phenomenal to see my internet best friend. I do have an internet best friend that lives over there. But those are sort of on my bucket list. Life-changing read / webtoon that I've come across. I love reading webtoons. There was this one webtoon that I read back in April and I could not put it down. It's called The Witch and it's about this witch and she has these like healing powers and she goes and travels throughout different neighborhoods. She doesn't realize that although she's helping others, she's not helping herself first. And it's like mixed with a bit of romance, fantasy, and the art style is magnificent. That webtoon, it's living rent free in my brain, for sure. It's living rent free. Comfort movie, for those who know me, one of my comfort movies is surprisingly the half of it. I watched it in 2020 when it first came out, and for some reason I really loved it. And then I found out that the person who plays Asta, it's been a whole minute, plays Asta, is or was dating Alex Wasabi. And that was like one of my comfort YouTubers growing up. And it was crazy. I was like, oh my god. But that's one of my comfort movies. A dream that has come true. Definitely my dream to go to Japan. It was a dream that I really wanted as a kid, and I asked all my friends at the time, does anyone want to come with me who would like to come along? And unfortunately I didn't have any friends respond back because they were busy with their own life and other things. And I just said to myself, Alexia, you're probably not going to get another chance to go again, maybe until next year or maybe until somewhere in the future. And you don't know, with so much uncertainty that's happening around the world, how things will turn out. So I think it's time you should go. That's what I said to myself. And I did a tour. Really, really loved it. Especially, I don't know why, I just felt such a majority of the Shinto shrines when I went there, except for the really touristy ones. A lot of the Shinto shrines, especially around Kyoto, there was a really beautiful one in Kyoto. There was also a couple I didn't really feel connected with the anime Shinto shrine in Akihabara around around Tokyo, but when I got to the countryside, Takayama, in Miyajima, that was a beautiful one. But there was one Shinto shrine I went to. Honestly, majority of them, except the really touristy ones, there was just this really beautiful feeling of peacefulness. I don't know why, I just felt peace. And majority of places, my favorite place was Miyajima. It felt I felt like really differing levels of peace, getting higher and higher as I climbed the mountain for some reason. And what else? I loved parts of Kyoto. I loved Hiroshima. I really loved the people in Hiroshima. I couldn't go to the Peace Museum, stepped foot in those doors. I was like, I froze. My tour guide turned around and was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "No." And I started crying. I started pulling my eyes out. There was this little section within the Peace Park that had different schools would create origami and plop it, like create 1,500 paper crane origami. And it was like a area for the children that passed during the Hiroshima bombing, and it was sad, but it was still peaceful. Like, things were put to rest, but it was still very somber, very sad. But I did love Hiroshima for the people. I loved it, and I would really love to go again next year, so we will see about that. That I've let go, my dream to become a chiropractor and my dream to become a doctor. Growing up, I grew up with a lot of chiropractors and naturopaths, and I saw that, like, the equivalent of wanting to help someone, because I always like had this thing where I would love to help people, but my ideology of helping someone would always be tied to the fact that helping someone would be in the form of like a medical profession. I think that's because we are just trained, like we are programmed, especially within high school, that the only way of helping people, the only way to go to university or college is to do a doctor, lawyer, engineer, what else? Doctor, lawyer, engineer. Like very basic, confined perceptions of what people would be and what people will fit into. And I think that's very wrong, because there's so many ways that you can help people that's not just from a medical perspective. I hope that my videos will intend to help someone. Like, that's the way that I'm helping someone. Maybe customer service. Customer service is a way to help someone in whatever issue that they need solving. And I let that go a couple of years ago, but I do hope that if I'm meant to come back to it in a couple of years, I will see what it entails and maybe accept it. We shall see. We shall see. What questions are you trying to answer the most in your life right now? I think one question for sure is just understanding who I am, and because I think going to school and like going to uni, working, you don't get time to self-reflect. Like, there's very minimal times to self-reflect. I feel like I do self-reflect a lot here and there, but taking the time within nature, there's not a lot of taking the time within nature to self-reflect on what it is that I want and what it is that I would love to aspire and do. It's a bit complicated because I love to do many things, and I don't think I could be ever confined to just doing one thing for the rest of my life. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. If you could have it your way, who would you be with, where would you be, and what would you be doing? I would be in a cottage somewhere in like northern or southern Italy, or even in the countryside of Japan. I would have a cottage and then like a mansion. I would be with my best friends. I'd be an avid cat owner. I'd adopt so many kittens and cats. I'd be a cat mum. I would have like a secret fairy garden, but also have access to like a beach or somewhere, or a waterfall. I'd have access to a waterfall, and I would be living, connecting, thriving off of nature, and I'd use it as a sanctuary to help other women or just help other people come along, use it as time to as healing or recuperation. I feel like that would be a very beautiful thing to do. Something you wish to read. Okay, I had to write this down because I have a few things that I really want to read, but I haven't gotten up to reading yet. So first off, we have The Bell Jar. I've been saying this for years. You need to read The Bell Jar. It's by Sylvia Plath. What can I say? I love that woman. I love that woman's writing, her poetry. I also would love to read The Lost Flowers of Alice Hart. I watched the what's it called? I watched the series, and it is definitely on like the top of, on my list as a series that I absolutely adore. Surprisingly, not many people know about it, but it's on Amazon Prime, but it's about you go through the life of a young girl named Alice, and her mother was abused by her husband. She runs away and accidentally sets the house on fire because she wanted a way to escape from her father by seeing what her mother went through. And it's just a story about how she deals with the trauma, and a mixture of like psychological trauma but also rebirth, and figuring out how to maintain and create relationships with people through trauma. And I just think it's so beautiful, and it even goes into a lot with florography, which I never even knew existed, the language of flowers. And that'd be something I'd love to get into, understanding how to create different, even like bouquets. That would be a great course to do. I'm getting off track, but bouquets or things where it's like different messages within the flowers, I think that would be phenomenal. What are you feeling a lot of today? I'm feeling, this morning I didn't feel great. I don't think I ever feel great on my birthday. The fact that digit is increasing by 1 is changing a full sphere of it. But even though it's a sad thing, I know I should take it with appreciation and perception of a new beginning. And I just think, like, a lot of people glamorize 20s. A lot of people said that 20s are the best. They're your time of your life. But I think it's getting, like, this day and age, being in your 20s is hard. Being in your 20s to work, to manage, to have financial burdens or any burdens or any stresses, plus dealing with the uncertainty of the world, dealing with uncertainty in what's to happen, dealing with talking to new people, friendships, departure, arrival of change, just so much change. And I used to be a person who really despised change. I used to be a person that was like, no, I'm gonna stick to these certain things because it's within my comfort bubble. And it's such, when I realized it at the time, it was such a, almost like a symbol, like symbolically a barrier, barricading myself to stepping out. And I think it's just, it's like today there's definitely a lot of reflection, coming to terms with change, accepting the change and embracing it, bringing it on. Yeah. Biggest advice surviving being a teenager. I'd love to do a video on this for people, especially my experience with a gap year. I did a gap year and it was something that I never expected that I would do, but I did it. And I would love to do a video on that. If anybody would love to, please comment that. Let me know. I wish I knew from a young age how to deal with confrontation. And I feel like that learning how to deal with it, learning how to voice your opinions, learning how to voice what you're feeling inside from a young age definitely prepares you. Oh, it prepares you, because you have to fight for things, baby. You have to search for things. No one's gonna hold your hand. No one's gonna hold your hand. You're gonna be the one who's gonna hold your hand. You're the one who's gonna hold your own hand. No one's gonna search for it. No one's gonna help. There are beautiful people who will help. I will say there are beautiful people who will help, but 99% of the things you're gonna have to do. And that's okay, because then it's like a reward. It's like an accomplishment. It's an accomplishment that you did. Real girl advice, I would say work. If you can work and start saving, learn how to manage money. Just save, even if it's putting $5, like you have a savings account that gains interest, putting $5 away every week, $10 away every week, and then you can keep on investing that. Start learning how to manage money. Start learning the mechanics of it, because when you get older, you'll really thank yourself. That's what I would say. That's an advice I'd give to someone being 14, 15, just working. You should treat yourself, absolutely, but start, if you know that you really would love to go to uni, learn or gain more knowledge, save. You never know, just save. Something I'd like to try more of. I would love to go on more hikes. I'd love to be more adventurous. I'd love to be more active. During high school, I stopped being active because too much stress with academics. So I stopped being active as a result of it. And in all honesty, I regret it, because being active, I really believe, it's changed my mental. It's really helped me to find a way to let all the emotions out whilst running or whilst doing my activeness. So that's what I'd love to try more of. I'd love to get into archery. I've been saying that for a while. I'd love to get into archery. I would love to run in a flower field. I'd love to do that. Try more of. I'd love to travel more. I'd love to just be more free and just take risks. Yes, take risks. Something I want to let go. I want to let go of people pleasing. And I know that's gonna be a step. That's a really massive step to heal for me. I know, and probably other people pleasers out there. I see you. I really, really see you. Oh, but that's something I really love to heal. And it's a work in progress, but it's getting there because we are conditioned from a young age to be of especially for women, to be of service for other people, and taking that on continuously, it's just not healthy. Like, it's just not healthy, and I know it's not something for me either, that it is no longer serving me. So I'd love to finally put that to rest. The biggest risk I took this year and throughout my life, going to Japan solo. Honestly, if I'm being fully transparent, one of the biggest risks I did this year was download Hinge. I'm sorry to whoever watches this, but honestly, I saw it as a way to meet friends, meet new people. I won't deny it honestly boosted, it helped me learn how to get more confident. And I know that's really weird, but it really helped me understand exactly what I want, what it is I don't want, how to remove people after talking with them for a certain amount of time and knowing them and them knowing me, and being able to remove that if it no longer served any party. Honestly, it was a great learning lesson, and it was a risk, but I've learnt so much from it. And honestly, what I like and don't like, I figured out after the longest time that I was asexual. I had a feeling from a young age, but I didn't want to accept it. I knew that I felt different than a lot of people my age. Even the capacity of feelings, I don't feel intense emotions. They're very diluted. And I always thought that there was something wrong with me, but when that comes, I would love to do a video near, way future. That's the most I'm going to get into, just because I'm also navigating what I share and what I don't share, and yeah, trying to get within that. Something that I've learned to do, I have learned to accept a lot. I've learned to let things go and accept it. I have learned that rejection is protection again. Things that have come in my life that have departed, they were great for that time, but no longer necessary. And I appreciate it, but it's time to go. It's time to head out. Something that I wish honestly, I really wish for world peace. I know that's basic. I'm so sorry. I really, really know, but we're in a period right now where there's so much hate, there's so much inequality, there are so many people who are marginalized constantly, who are oppressed by oppressors, who are facing horrific conditions, and I wish I could help them. There are so many times where I wish I could help people. If I had a house that was massive enough to fit all these people, I would adopt them instantly. So wish for more happy moments to come. They keep things moving. Happy moments are reminders that life is good. Happy moments are reminders that life isn't always what you see in the news or fear-mongering and all of that. So yeah, what I want to do more in my spare time, I'd love to do more collage, hiking, being more adventurous, and spend more time with myself. Just take more time. Finally, what do I want for the future? I want to be happy. That may sound really sad to anyone who's watching right now. I promise you, I am happy. I just want to continue it. I want, honestly, I'd love to help people. I would love to be financially stable. I'd love to be able to treat myself to things and do so many other things and meet new people, but ultimately feel happy. I just want to continue that, and I think happiness, look, the saying money can't buy you happiness, at this day and age, honestly, with money you can purchase things to make you happier, or just do things to make you happy with money. Without it, unless you're the type of person like myself who just like make anything out of nothing, but it is undoubtable that money does help to ease those things as well. But that's what I want for the future. I just want to continue feeling that, and I want to live good. I want to live a good life. It would be everyone's dream to live a good life. So I have no doubt that if other people can live good lives, then why can't I? Why can't I? And why can't you? So yeah, thank you for spending time with me, rambling on. I thought this was going to be shorter. It's become like 20 minutes when recording this, but thank you for not being a stranger with me on turning 20. I'd like to say thank you for so much love on the previous video. I was not expecting for it to reach that many people, and when putting out that video, I put the intention that, if this video gets out, if that video got a lot of recognition from people, that I'm meant to pursue this dream that I've wanted since a child. And it might not be the best quality at the moment. I'm getting there. I've been working with iMovie and trying to organize things, but the two main things I use right now, and I'm learning with cinematography, is my computer, my trusty computer, and this little phone and a $15 tripod that I got 4 years ago, and iMovie that I've just had on my laptop for years, but I've been saying to buy a camera, but we'll get there. So yeah, but thank you for watching this video, and thank you so much for the love, appreciation, and support on my previous vlog. Video. I was not expecting it, and I received so much love from it, and I truly appreciate it. So I hope you have a lovely night. Take care of yourself. Sleep well. Eat well. Nurture your body. Nurture your vessel. And keep on thriving. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.